Do you want to know a little bit about platelets? Look how cute they look like. These are your little platelets. The other name for platelets are thrombocytes because they produce thrombos or clots. And that's the main function of these cells to stop bleeding, to make a clot, to close or put a patch in injured blood vessels to stop bleeding. So they are not cells, guys. These little guys are not cells. I'll show you in the next video. They're fragments of a cell called megakaryocyte, and little pieces of these cell form the platelets or thrombocytes. Now they account for, depending on the lab, normal range that they use, but they are in between up to half million, not dollars, platelets per cubic millimeter of blood. So it's in between 150 to 450, around there. Now, functions, what do they do? So I told you already, they function clotting blood. How do this happen? You always have that sound, right? This is what they're going to form. This is a clot. So when they're forming a clot, and this is the yellow things are the platelets, the activated platelets, and they go and form, that temporary, at least at the beginning, temporary patch in there, and they don't care who's getting in the way. As you can see, there's a lot of trapped red blood cells in there. When in all of those threads in there, that's the fibrin. Remember that it's produced by the fibrinogen, the protein in plasma. Now, what happens is that, we have the normal blood vessel in here. Daily, every single, I don't know if single second, but very often during the day, we have micro injuries, micro abrasion on the epithelia of the blood vessels. Imagine that, or in any epithelium, imagine when you're eating, I don't know, a piece of bread and you don't notice, but that is, erodes and it damages your epithelium. Same thing in here. Well, in here we're explaining the action of platelets on the blood vessels, so they are circulating in there. When there is an injury to the lining, to the endothelium of the blood vessel, what's going to happen? Do you see here the endothelium? What type of epithelia is this one? Simple squamous epithelia, and this is the underlying connective tissue. So when this epithelia breaks for whatever reason, there are going to be exposed collagen fibers in there, and that's what activates the the platelets. If there's no collagen fibers, they will keep, circulating in the blood vessel. As soon as they see collagen fibers, they go in there, they adhere. That's one of the first stages in clotting. They adhere in there. They release chemicals. One of these chemicals brings more platelets to the area of injury. This is called chemiotaxis. Taxi! For more platelets. So they're like and they call more platelets to the area, and this is chemically mediated to the area of injury. Other chemicals, they vasoconstrict, they reduce, close a little bit that blood vessel to avoid leakage of blood out of the blood vessel, to avoid bleeding in here. Other releases pro-inflammatory products and start actually an inflammatory response in the area. With time and a complicated cascade of coagulation, we are going to form the clot. At first, a temporary clot, but then a definite clot that will seal this epithelial where it was damaged. So that's the main function in overall of the platelets, to put a patch in there to avoid bleeding. Now, do you or have you wondered where all of these cells, blood cells, come from? Where? I will tell you in the next video.